Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Alright, so for this one, the title is gonna be why I don't want my life to just be work and bills. Honestly, the reason why I say I don't want my life to just be work and bills because I see and I know this is not like directly related to cars, but it could be in a way, right? It could be, and I could touch on it just a little bit. But for this topic, this could go all the way back to when we were kids in school, right? Because guess what? We were young. We were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 18 years old in school, right? And they teach us all these topics: science, biology, mathematics with all the Pythagorean theorems, all that stuff. And they teach you all this stuff that you're probably never going to use, except obviously certain things, certain topics, right? Certain studies, right? They teach you all this stuff that you're never going to apply in real life unless you become someone in the STEM field, right? Unless you become someone in the STEM field, none of those classes you took in school, they don't matter. But the part that I'm kind of disgusted by, and the part that I want to use the word hate, but I won't use that word, right? The part that I don't like is they never really taught us about the reality of real life when you become a young adult. They don't set you up for financial success, and they don't set you up with a real image of what it's going to be like in the real world once you get out there. And honestly, when you grow up, I think reality really sets in once you hit like 28, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm 28 years old, right? I've already done all my years of schooling. I went to college. I graduated college with a 3.1 something GPA, 3.14 I think it was, pi, right? Graduated college, all that. Been working ever since 2020. That's when I graduated college. About the topic, like why I don't want my life to be just work and bills, is as you do certain things, as you move through life, right? You're 20, in your early 20s, you'll think it's okay to go and get these cars and get all this fancy stuff and buy all these expensive shades and shoes and clothes and everything, take all these expensive trips, whatever you used to like to do when you were younger. You do all those things without thinking twice about it. But you get older, you turn 28 years old, right? Moved away from your parents. Let's say that I'll use myself as an example. I moved away from my parents when I was 23, right out of college, back in 2020. I moved, never looked back. I just ran with the decision. I knew I made a very bold decision at age 23. Didn't have much money to myself, bought my first car, and I just ran with the decision. I never looked back. But now it's not so bad. But anyway, let me kind of dive into the topic, right? So the reason why I say I do not want my life to be just work and bills is because I realize that in this country, it is set up so the consumer or the poor, right, could be locked into payments. When I was younger, I didn't think much of these payments. I didn't, when I first started getting into cars and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, one day I'm going to get a Camaro, because that's really the first car I started to fall in love with. The first sports car I started to fall in love with. Learned more, got the BMW, whatever. And, now that I'm 28 and I realize that there's just bills on bills on bills, right? You have my car. This is a payment right here, $400. A little less than $400, but I usually just pay $400, right? You have insurance for the car, right? That's almost $200. right? You got a phone bill, right? You got to pay for the service if the phone's already paid up, right? You got all these subscriptions, Netflix, whatever it is that you like to use. You got to buy gas for your car. You got to buy groceries every week. You got to, wherever you live, you got to pay rent, right? And I don't know, like lately I just been realizing, and maybe I'm late to the game, I don't know. I just been realizing that all this stuff that's around us, see all these cars, buses, all this stuff, nobody owns this stuff except for the greedy people in the banks, the higher ups, whoever, the 1%, that's what they call them, right? That's what they call them. None of us owns any of that stuff. This car right here, I don't own that yet. I don't own that car yet. And you know why? Because they set it up so that you can pay for it, right? You can pay taxes and interest. You basically financing taxes and interest on top of how much the car is actually worth. That's what I'm paying for. So they set up society so that we can just make payments and pay extra money on all this stuff that you see around us. That's how it's set up. And from a person that actually has to work to get money, I have to work to get money. Sometimes I might work 16-hour shifts. I don't like to do it. I don't like to do it at all because it's not healthy for you, right? And everyone around me always says, oh, you're young. Just do it, man. Just do it. You're young. It's not something that I care to do that much. I'll do it once in a while, but it's my choice. I don't ever really go out of my way to just be doing them multiple times a week. But anyway, bills is a thing that I came to realize that I don't like, right? I've concluded that I do not want a house in this country. I just don't. Because I had someone that told me the other day that their house payment actually doubled. When I heard that, the mortgage on their house when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's exactly what I don't want, is to have any obligation like that, like a house, where when the market changes, the economy changes, your mortgage payment is going to change with the economy. It's going to double, it's going to triple, and guess what? You're on your ass. You got to work your ass off to make sure you make that payment on that house. Or guess what's going to happen? You will lose the house, right? So that's why I say I don't want my life to be just work and bills. The bills are put here so we don't really get much out of life. Everything you see around us, like I said, all that stuff is bills. Everything you buy is a bill. Taxes come with it, right? So that's why don't get me wrong, I want a lot of stuff. I want to get another motorcycle. I want to get a sports car that I can actually keep long term, own it outright. But I'm not going to do any of that until my money is looking as good as I want it to look. Because when your money is not looking as good as it should, so you can do the things that you really want to do, you have to make payments on it. And those payments is what keeps you trapped. And I'm realizing more and more every day that I wake up, I'm realizing that I hate making payments. I hate making, you know what? I did say I didn't want to use that word, but who cares, right? I don't care. I don't like making payments. It's like you pay all your bills and there's still more bills. It just doesn't make any sense. So right now, at this point in my life, all I want is to pay off this car right here, that one, the one that I'm sitting in. My only focus right now is to pay this car off, own it outright. And I guess it'll sort of be mine, because I still have to pay registration, which I just put the sticker for it on the license plate literally probably 30 minutes ago, right? I just want to pay this car off, my little credit card, my student loan. That's it. Once I pay that off, dude, I'm a free man. I'm staying miles away from credit card. I'm staying miles away from buying another car, financing another car, actually. I'm staying away from all this stuff that's going to require you to make a monthly payment. If I ever get anything else in the mail that is related to a credit card, making payments, oh, you want to finance, I'm going to shred it. And that's what I've been doing, because these banks, they always want to send you a letter for a new credit card with a low APR and all this nonsense. I shred it all the time. I even made a mistake and shredded my damn Costco check that they send. Apparently, I didn't even know this, but they send you a check every year because you use the account and stuff like that. I guess they help you pay it. I even shred that too, because I had so many letters and stupid stuff like that from banks people just wanting money. I shredded everything, because that's how I'm trying to discipline myself so I can survive and be successful in this type of economy, or in this country overall. Because this country thrives on us. See all these people right there? All these cars that you see that's driving down the road? All of those are payments. All of them are payments. And you guess who they're going to? The 1%. The ones that's keeping us poor and down low, right? Yeah, that's where all of it's going. So if you're smart, you'll understand what I'm saying, and you'll absolutely understand. But that's kind of where my mind is at. I don't want my life to be just working bills. I want to have hobbies. I want to have things that I love to do. I want to start traveling soon too. I gotta start traveling, because there's no way I'm gonna sit here, work my ass off, and I'm not gonna go see the world. Well, you know what? I know jet fuel prices are kind of, in a situation right now. Look at Spirit, I forgot the other airline, but jet fuel prices, they're kind of high. So that means ticket prices are going to be kind of high, right? So I'll wait. I'll stay home. I'll stay in the house. Let these things figure themselves out. Because guess what? I have no control over any of that. The only thing I have control over is how much money I spend. It's expensive to go outside. See that right there outside? It's expensive to go there. The minute you leave your house, oh, I gotta pick this up. Oh, I gotta get gas, right? I gotta get gas. Oh, I gotta go to Walmart. The minute you step outside, you spending money. That's literally me every week on my days off from work. Every time I go outside, there's always something I have to buy. Whether it's food or something that I need to replenish, that I use every week, you're still spending money. Gas is a big one. I looked at a gas price today as I was driving by somewhere, $7.24 a gallon. Yesterday I filled up my motorcycle. I think it was still pretty high. I think it was somewhere between $6.50 and $7.20, somewhere per gallon, right? So you got to make it make sense, people. You got to make it make sense. I know, everything is in shambles right now, but that's kind of my thought process. And I think it all could go back to the topic, why I don't want my life to be just work and bills. Because when you have bills, right? You're bound to live at work. I mean, you're going to live at work regardless, because you have to work. You have to do your 40 hours, right? But when you have bills, especially big bills like mortgage payments, expensive car payments, what else? What else is another big bill? Credit card payments. I just saw a video on Instagram. I think it was a reel. A girl had a credit card debt balance of $79,000. And the monthly payment on it was over $4,000, and the minimum she had to pay on it was $41. I saw that this morning. I don't know if it was a AI generated thing, or if it was actually, because it was a screenshot, and she kind of basically embedded herself in the screenshot and was talking to the viewers. So you see what I'm saying? She's cooked. I mean, don't get me wrong, $79,000, that's not the end of the world. But if you pay $41 on it every month, that's gonna compound negatively against you, literally, for the rest of your life. You're gonna pay that for the rest of your life. And that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I hate credit cards. I don't want any bills. I don't want any big obligations like house payments. I'll rent an apartment. I'll do that when I'm ready. I'll do that when I'm ready, but I'm not in no rush to go spend $2,000-$3,000 on an apartment, right? But you know what? It's kind of a rant right now, but this is exactly why I do not want my life to be just work and just bills.